Welcome to Encroachment Sports Talk. We are going to do a show where we talk about the Major League Baseball awards. We're going to, pretend that we're AP voters and filling out our ballots, and we're going to discuss who we would vote and why. So we're going to talk about the MVP, Cy Young, and Rookie of the Year in each league. And we will start with the National League. Chris, who do you have as your National League MVP?
Right. And when we were doing our research, one of the things you and I talked about, although we don't ever coordinate the results of it, is from my perspective this year, it was a lot of clear-cut candidates for all these. I mean, when I was looking at the results, there's not a lot of contrast or discrepancies between experts. So this may go where we're six and six in terms.
It might be, but the first one I gave you is actually probably a very hotly contested battle.
Okay, so you're not going to go with Ronald Acuna Jr.
I am, but it's close.
Braves right fielder, so 336 batting average, 41 home runs, 105 ribbies. He's a plus defender. I mean, he's got everything you need, every skill you want. So who would you agreed with me, but who would you say is close?
Yeah, he nosed out, and this is probably because I'm an ex-spurned Red Sox fan, but he nosed out Mookie Betts. So let's look at the numbers. I don't look at batting average much anymore. I look at OPS. Acuna was 1.012, which is phenomenal, but Mookie was 0.987. So they're both like within 20 points, 25 points of each other. Home runs, Acuna 41, Mookie 39.
Right.
RBIs, Mookie had one more at 107 to 106.
Okay.
And Mookie's a better and more versatile defender. I don't know how they come up with these. Well, I do know how they come up with it based upon they can tell the range factor of each fielder and stuff like that. Right. But Mookie is a plus 0.8 WAR, wins against replacement, on the defensive side of the ball. Or I'm sorry, 1.1 or something. And Acuna, surprisingly, is a minus 0.8. Like, he's not the best fielder. Like, slightly.
Okay, so he wasn't. I said a plus defender, but maybe
I mean, he's right there in the mix. But so Mookie is slightly better defender, but the thing that put me over the top for Acuna was 73 stolen bases to 14 for Mookie.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And these are guys in the I didn't look at, I don't know what the run total is, but these are guys in the leadoff spot,
right?
Which is interesting. Now they're putting their guys who, 41 and 39 home runs batting leadoff, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Didn't used to be the case.
Well, coaches are realizing that more important than, driving in runs kind of is the fact that, you last time through the lineup, your top hitter is going to get more at bats than your second hitter. Than your
opportunity.
Yeah, so might as well bring them to the plate more often. But I agree with you. Acuna Jr. is my vote as well, but that, I think we'll see about these other guys, but I think that was probably the closest one.
Yeah, it was. So I actually had bets on my short list for sure.
Yeah, in the American League, I don't even have a second candidate. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, right?
Even if you don't watch baseball, you probably would know this name.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked about Acuna's amazing 1.012. I mean, you can't even, once it gets above 1, you can't even, doesn't even roll off the tongue properly. Like Mookie's was 987. You can say it like that, but what do you say? 1012, anyway. Ohtani was 1066.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
And then he had 44 home runs and 95 ribbies on, a mediocre Angels team, despite also missing some time. And then that's just one side of the ball. Like, he would have won it for those numbers alone. And then he was 10-5 with the 3.14 ERA. So
and 140 Ks. So it's to me, he's the most. And you know baseball better than I do, Mark. But to me, he's the most special generational player that we've seen in decades. And
it's a shame he's wallowing in obscurity for the California what do you call it?
California Angels.
Anaheim Angels, or whatever they're called.
Wait, that's right, Anaheim Angels. It was the California Angels for a long time.
For the Washington Redskins. Oh,
Yeah, right, yeah.
you can't change names on us old guys, right?
No, I know. Yeah, we like the old stuff. So,
But yeah, so he's been wallowing in like Mike Trout. I mean, Mike Trout. I mean, he's had some injury trouble the last couple of years. That guy was amazing for like from 10 years ago to 2 years ago. Amazing, and he just playing in obscurity down there in Anaheim where nobody really cares.
yeah,
So,
totally. You're right. It's sad. Well, there was some talk. I think that he was going to maybe be traded or something. But I mean, what do you get for somebody like this? I mean,
yeah.
yeah, he's so so dynamic and generational. I mean, the fact that he can play both sides of the diamond and he's exceptional at both is incredible to me.
Yeah.
He's like a Babe Ruth, but Babe Ruth played in an era where there were a lot of real athletes. So who knows?
It's actually kind of surprising to me. Like, think about Little League. All the best pitchers were the best hitters. Why doesn't that continue into the majors?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But all right, so let's let you go National League Cy Young. I really didn't have a second. Well, I did have a second, but who do you got for the National
Well,
League?
it's Blake Snell, right? San Diego starting pitcher. I mean, the ERA is unbelievable. A 2.25 ERA for a starting pitcher. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And 234 Ks.
That too.
Record with a team that obviously underperformed. The other guy that was on the list, but he didn't. Again, he didn't quite make it with Logan Webb. I think was my number 2. So.
Oh, okay. Another point about Snell is he got off to a relatively slow start. He's been almost unhittable since June. It's really amazing, and he's a free agent. As I think Ohtani is, right?
I think he is too. Yeah.
So a couple of really big players.
You're smacking your lips as a Red Sox fan.
Yeah,
I mean, freaking budget.
We need to do something. But I had Kodai Senga also on the list with the 2.98 ERA. 12-7, 166 innings pitched, 202 strikeouts. So, I mean, it was under consideration, but not for long.
Not for long, exactly. I told you, a lot of these were real clear cut. I mean, obviously, Tony was the most, but
right. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't look historically, but it seems like this is probably a little unique in that everything's so clear cut. American League Cy Young, Garrett Cole.
Yep, you got it.
Pretty impressive year. He again 222 strikeouts, 209 innings pitched. In this day and age, with the quick hook and to be able to give your team 209 innings pitched and 15-4 record with 2.63 ERA. So
yeah, really look at this. Did you see his whip? I thought that was pretty incredible.
What is that?
0.98.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How about if you refactor the numbers when you subtract his 7 runs and 2 innings against the Red Sox?
It's true. Yeah.
If you wouldn't have to face Devers,
he'd probably be sub 2 ERA.
Yeah, he'd be like Bob Gibson if he didn't have to face Devers, I guess. Anyway, I always have to get those Red Sox digs.
Well, I know, and by the way, everyone should know that I'm a Twins fan, and it's been a long haul for me. And so after this, I'm going to be watching the Twins. So go Twins!
Yeah, he's going to be a little distracted.
I was told Mark I would try to pull out my old Homer hanky from 1990, whenever, and that's how long it's been. I can't even find the thing.
And if you found it, you probably would have lifted it up and would have started to sing.
It's in tatters. You would be like, "What's this dish rag that you?"
All dusty. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the American League Rookie of the Year. This one is actually, I'm surprised and I'm biased, but let me read off you stats of 2 different offensive stats of 2 different players, and you tell me which ones you like better.
Right.
Okay. Player A, 856 OPS.
Yep.
Batted 263. 24 homers, 65 ribbies in 505 at-bats. Okay, 856, 263, 24, 65 in 505 at-bats. Player B, 814 OPS, 255, 28 and 82 in 560.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So it was more of a toss-up.
So who do you like? Player A or player?
So the guy that I picked was the second one you mentioned, Gunnar Henderson. So.
Right. But just by those numbers, who do you like offensively?
Exactly right. I mean, it would be the first. So. You
like the RBIs, but yeah. So the player B was Tristan Casas, but this came down to defense, and then probably Casas got injured the last 3 weeks, and sort of any chance he had at making a run just kind of fell off the table. But Henderson plays shortstop and third base, which are more premium positions, and Casas is kind of a substandard first baseman at this point. So yeah, clearly there are a couple other candidates that deserve mention. One because he was under consideration, and the other because he would have wanted had he had more at bats. But Josh Jung from the Rangers, 781 OPS, 266 average, higher than both Henderson and Casas. 23 homers, 70 RBIs. So in the same, and also a third baseman, and I believe a decent fielder. But let's talk about the other guy. Tell me who this guy is. 921 OPS, 309 batting average, 15 homers, 52 RBIs in 217 at bats.
I have any idea, but who is
That's Royce Lewis.
Oh my God, yeah, my twin. Yeah. Oh, he's been fire in the playoffs. He was injured.
Yeah, well, those 217 at bats, unless I'm misreading something, there was a typo on ESPN, but incredible.
No, it is incredible. And he's carried that forward. He literally is our offense, which is kind of scary, but he is our offensive engine right now.
Yeah. It's just a shame. I don't know. I should research this, but what uses up a player's rookie of the year eligibility? Like, will he be eligible next year? Probably, given that he probably wasn't eligible this year, but I don't know what the number is.
That's a good point. I don't know how but he, he's been phenomenal. He, like I said, it's with Correa and him, and then if we ever get Buxton back, who knows?
Let me just double check those numbers because 217 at bats seems phenomenal.
Yeah.
217 at bats, 15 homers, 52 RBIs. Just incredible.
No, he's been on fire. He's
58 games.
Yeah.
You need to multiply that by 3. Yeah. You're talking, if he got a full season, and you're talking 45 homers and 156 RBIs.
Yeah, you're talking MVP level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been on fire. He's the reason actually they pulled away in the division race.
That's really impressive. It's good for the future. You're somebody that'll be on the Red Sox radar and what?
You'll pull a Ortiz with me again.
No, this guy will command a pretty penny. You guys just cast off Ortiz. All right, last no-brainer is National League Rookie of the Year. Who you got?
Corbin Carroll, right?
Yeah.
So he's left field Diamondbacks. 287 batting average. I know you're not into it that way. 25 home runs, 76 ribbies. Which is WAR. I don't know what his WAR is, but he's been phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know his WAR, but his OPS was 868, which is very good. Yep. But I have another candidate. I also went with Carroll, but again, Kodai Senga, 12-7, 298 ERA, 166 innings pitched, and 202 strikeouts. So let me ask you, who, if you're building a team for next year and you have a draft pick,
I take the pitcher. Yep.
Yeah, so you probably take the pitcher, but Carroll is 23 years old, and Senga's not I guess he qualifies as a rookie, but to me, since he's came over from Japan, he's 30 years old, I kind of downplay that. Just like Masataka Yoshida had some pretty good numbers for the Red Sox, but similarly, an old Japanese rookie.
Well, so then you backed it up because of his age. I'd start with Carroll and if you start a franchise, right?
Yeah, okay. For starting, I was thinking for one season, you'd probably
one season.
So, he had a more impressive season, I don't know, but anyway,
I agree with you. And as you know, pitching is at a premium always.
Exactly. So anyway, I guess that wraps it up. Not a lot of debate here, huh?
Oh, I know. Sorry, we can have a little more, and that's why I wanted to point out the fact that this was as clear cut as I can recall. There's not a lot of gray area here, but again, people have their own favorites. So, but it was fun. It was fun, and it's time. We're in the playoffs. This is awesome. So
yeah, we actually have a game starting in a few minutes here. Yeah. So we will cut this short, and let's go Twins.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Bye.